Thanks for tuning in, and welcome to Norman's Broadcast, a broadcast from Melbourne, Australia, that showcases a multiple streams approach to values, emotions, and willingness in life, for life matters in these uncertain times. This show is brought to you by Norman with his unique point of view and is born from his accumulated experience, perspective in multicultures, food, art, and more. Now let's welcome your host, Norman, and his guests.
Welcome, world. Welcome to Norman's Broadcast live from Melbourne, Australia. We are still in lockdown, doing it from my home. Thank you for last week. I like all your remarks. I like all your the people who are following the show. And any suggestions, please let us know. Today's show, you will love every bit of it. I have these two superb young mums who are entrepreneurs as well as passionate business people. So they're going to tell us the story, how they got into business. They're going to tell us how they are in business and how they are managing their families and the balance between family life and business. I'm going to introduce you to these two young business women who are moms, super moms, and their business is their passion. So let me start with Jerusha Kerr. She is one of the in the entertainment industry. Let me show you her. That's her. Yep, she's in the entertainment industry, and she also at the moment is the advocate for the media in Victoria. So let me introduce you to Erusha. Erusha, can you tell us a bit about yourself and your business and how you have transformed to adopt to this crazy time?
So I own the events, Kerr Weddings and Events, which is in the events industry. And basically what we do is we style plan weddings and events across the board, corporates, all those sort of events. And at the moment, obviously, COVID has brought the events industry to a standstill. So it's definitely not something that anyone planned for. We have had to work through this issue, and we've tried to recreate what we produce for events in creating ISO date packages and ISO parties so people can still celebrate at home, doing the right thing, obviously celebrating with those that they live with, but they still have a chance to celebrate and do something special and, enjoy those milestones or special moments, or just create a positive atmosphere at home and change it up from the normal day-to-day life that is lockdown life. But
and so you still give them. So if I have a party at home, you can organize the whole thing, right from the food to all the decorations and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously it's not the same as a party, but obviously an intimate setting with family. But we can certainly create like the whole styling concept and organize the catering service or restaurant to deliver to them. And they still have an opportunity to celebrate, which is important.
So you must be busy also now. Is your business busy now?
Yeah, our business is certainly busy now. We've been booked out the last few weekends, but it's still obviously not the same as large scale events that we are used to, and it's still impacted us significantly in terms of the financial impact that it's had to not just my industry but all businesses across the board, especially in Victoria at the moment.
Now you were very popular. Everybody says they want to have their wedding with a wedding planner, and I asked them who, and they said Jerusha. What advice will you give the bride and grooms who are looking forward to their big day in the future, Jerusha? How is it going to look like?
Yeah, obviously we need a lot of guidance from the government at the moment, which we don't have as yet, but that's something that I'm certainly working towards. My recommendation would be to plan for the latter half of the year next year, where we will definitely have a better idea on the nature of events and what the limitations may or may not be. I think if anyone plans for earlier in the year, it might be a little bit harder and there might be external pressures that they might have to deal with. So certainly plan for the latter half. I think you'd be in a better position to know what you're in for anyway.
And Erusha, all the stuff what you have in the beginning of this year, I saw you opened out a new warehouse and everything. So you got A to Z for anything, for any events, you have everything with you. You can send.
Absolutely. We do most things internally. We've got a large team that can look after pretty much every aspect of the event, from a graphic designer to in-house stylists to planners to coordinators to our setup staff, and we create everything internally. And what we don't have, such as electricals and things like that, we've got suppliers that we work with as well. So from start to finish, we can cater to everything and look after the entire event or wedding.
Did you see? So you think there'll be a glut next year of weddings because a lot of the brides are missed out this year for their special day. So next year, you think we all have to gear up for? There's going to be a lot of weddings and parties and everything. Risha?
Absolutely. Due to pretty much the entire year this year being postponed to next year, there's going to be a huge influx and demand for events next year. Essentially, we're pretty much already booked out for the majority of the year. And moving into 2022 now. So it's certainly going to be a busy 2 years once these lockdown restrictions have been lifted.
And so again, I'm asking you, when do you think is the best time for somebody's preparing to get married this year? They come to you and ask you for the music, for the venues, everything. Is it good time to book? I know some friends have lost a lot of money. They booked the Versace this year in Brisbane, and it was $100,000, and the Versace is gone broke now and insolvent, and they lost all their money. What are the venues in Melbourne like?
The venues in Melbourne are all pretty solid still at this stage. Obviously, we can't withstand a prolonged lockdown for too much longer. We need a clear roadmap from the government, which we don't have. We definitely need it to be clear for the events industry in particular, just to allow time for people to be able to plan their days. Obviously, a wedding can't be planned, at the drop of a hat. So we do need time for that, and the government needs to acknowledge that. In terms of the venues down here, they're all pretty solid still, but there are concerns that we need a better way forward, which is what I'm sort of advocating at the moment.
That's great, Arusha. Let's bring in your friend, Mandy. She's also in the same fun industry, but she's doing it the other way in all the celebrations and all the entertainment. Let's say hello to Mandy. Hi, Mandy.
Hi.
Great to have you on the show, Mandy. You're looking well.
Thank you.
Mandy, in your industry now, tell us a little bit about your industry and yourself, Mandy.
Oh, well, my name's Mandy. I'm a mum. I have a little 4-year-old boy, like Jerusha here, supposed to be here. Trying to juggle full-time work and a couple of businesses. What I really focus on in one of my businesses is working in events like Jerusha, but we provide entertainment for the event. So anything from dances to floor shows to bands, DJs, MCs, anything that entertains the crowd on the night of your event is what we're supplying. So what's been pretty hard, I think it's amazing that Jerusha and her weddings and events have adapted to offer ISO packages. So still encouraging people to keep a positive spirit, intimate affairs at home. And with the ISO packages, you can do that. I guess with our industry, unfortunately, we can't physically go out and be at anyone's home. So that's been quite tough. And we've got a lot of our artists, got about 40 to 50 people on our books that are all at a standstill, and I've had no work since March essentially. So it's been a bit of a tough time for all of us.
So that's your business, Mandy. You
right.
make me feel tired because I know you got a young family and you got a job too. You do these couple of businesses you run.
Yes.
Is that right?
That's right. So I run a medical clinic that's in the city, and the businesses that I have myself is Katoomba Entertainment. So we provide, like I said, all entertainment for events, whether it be festivals, baby showers, family nights, weddings, corporate events. And the other business that we have is called Next Level Studios, where we hire out 2 dance studio spaces, where we have a ballet school, a karate school, all sorts of different dance classes essentially that run out of the space, and we have a music recording studio which our resident sound engineer operates.
So now can you have a minimum number of people in your studio, or it's all closed?
No, so that's where it has been very difficult because we are indoors. The restrictions are very tight. What we have managed to have for a little while until the second round of lockdown was that we did have teachers come in and set up and do practical classes. So that's kind of helped us connect with people still and keep everyone positive and healthy during this time. But with the restrictions getting tougher and extending, we're finding it really quite difficult, where you can see there is a lot of cases of COVID, but also a lot of cases around mental health. And in our industry, finding we're here to keep people positive and happy and having a good time. So It's been a bit tough, but it would be amazing if everyone can jump on board, which Jurish is trying to advocate to find a clear roadmap on how we're going to navigate our way through this time so people can, one, have their expectations met, and two, plan. All our events have been, if not cancelled, postponed, and we're really trying to encourage people very strongly to postpone their events. And if in doubt, keep in touch with us. And we're trying to help everyone just get through it and keep postponing and postponing. I think what Jurish said was really good. We've kind of looked at it to postpone towards the end of next year in hope that things won't be extended for too long and we can actually get these events across the board. As it's holding up people's lives. People do want to get married, there's baptisms, major milestones, birthdays that people want to celebrate, and we really like to get involved to help people celebrate their special time.
So tell people to hold on, and y'all are there. Y'all are still going to be in business next year or this year. Still, if y'all are there.
That's right. We're definitely going to be around to help people get through this time.
That's the main thing. People are just worried because I've been in the hospitality industry. 60% are closed down, and they don't think they're going to come back. It's very sad. But your industry, we need you all because you all are the guys who are the nuts and bolts to keep our mind and physically and mentally strong.
That's
so
right.
Please don't give up, young ladies. You all are young, and main thing is you all both have young families. And Arusha, you also have young family. Mandy has a young family, and we just have to see how we are going to manage with that. And putting that question to both of you as young how do you all balance your family life and your business? Your family life and business balance, Arusha?
Yeah. So important to have a great balance. It's vital to be a strong, independent woman, but to also balance everything out. To me, I start my day by exercise. I think that clears my mind and gets me ready for the day. It also motivates me and gives me energy. So I think that's such a big part of maintaining a good life balance. Exercise, then obviously, being a good parent and time management is essential. You need to really prioritize how and what you're going to do during the day, what your goals are for the day. It's essential to have that list written down because if not, you're not going to get through anything that you need to do, especially when you've got 2 young kids, multiple businesses to manage, and, the day-to-day social aspects of life as well. So, you've got your husband as well. You've got to keep those date nights going. All of those things are key, and you need to have a happy life as well. So everything is about balance. You can't work too hard and not enjoy it as well.
There are many, many young ladies like you out there who are juggling they're juggling their children and their day jobs, and now and what about homeschooling? That's another big thing what you all are using.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that being over.
Yep, true. And why is that?
That's definitely been the most challenging part of this whole lockdown. Managing children is one thing, managing businesses is another thing, maintaining a healthy lifestyle, that's fine. But I didn't sign up to be a teacher. That's not my forte. So that's definitely been the most challenging part. I think I'm happy to be the mother to my children and, enjoy that aspect, but having to teach them and discipline them as well, as opposed to keeping them in the house all day, that's been hard. And especially for the children as well, not just for us as parents, but the children have been locked up for months on end now.
That's right. It seems like the kids are really suffering just as much as we want to socialise and
Absolutely.
have entertainment and events. I think the kids are really struggling not being able to socialise and learn via interaction. There's only so much they can learn from us as parents, but they need to go out to the big wide world and learn for themselves as well.
So that's Mandy. What about you, Mandy? What time do you start your day? You got a clinic in the city. You got the other classes. You don't work mainly from home, don't you? You have
No, I'm very much on the road. It's very rare that I've been at home for this long. I guess I saw in COVID and lockdowns forced me to actually see the house and what needs to be tended to, which I've probably not done quite a few things here at home, which has been nice to have a little bit of time to do that. But the majority of my work is on the road. And what's helped me through those times when I've been able to work actively is the loving support of family and friends, especially having family and parents stepping in to help with my son. Unfortunately, he's not at primary school just yet, but kinder, daycare, family, stepping in where I really can't take him to certain things with me. Where I have been quite lucky is because I do work for myself, and a lot of the clients that we do have families as well, if not kids already. I've been able to take him singing with me to quite a few of my errands. But the support of family and friends and having them step in to help look after my son has helped me juggle it all. But saying that, still, it's a tough one to juggle and keep that work-life balance, because I get so engrossed in what I'm doing and want to give as much as I can to make sure our clients get the most for what they're essentially engaging us to do. You get so sucked into it that you do have to come back, realise and check myself that I do need to spend time with my family and with my family and my friend as well.
That's great, young ladies, for the advice. What will you give a mother, if you have to tell a mother who's going through the same thing, just in one word, what do you tell her to do?
Power through.
Power through. Great. Mandy, keep going. Because there is light at the end of the tunnel. There's no train coming through that tunnel. I think we should see everything in Victoria getting better by Christmas. As I say, God willing, we will be in a better place, and we can all enjoy the entertainment, the music, the food. What Melbourne is, we have the best entertainment in Melbourne. I think we have the best cafes. We are missing all that, and hopefully we can all get back doing what we have to do. Now, one last question I want to ask you two ladies. Come New Year's Eve 2020, I know what I'll be doing. No dance for sure. There won't be there won't be any dance. I'll be with my loved ones, and just grateful that we went through this year. But for you all in your industry, come 2020, what's 2021 going to look like?
2021, given that we have the right direction, is certainly going to be a busy one. We could hope that it's going to be a busy one anyway, but I think it's shaping up to be a busy one. We just need that guidance early on from the government, and that needs to take place now. In terms of New Year's Eve, yes, it will certainly be a tame one for all, I believe. We will certainly have a lot of ISO packages that will go out, no doubt, because families will still celebrate together at home, and I think that is important. We can only hope for a better year, really, for the year ahead.
So you'll be on the same platform, Jerusha, next year. You don't plan for anything new, or you're going to just keep up with all your bookings and
Absolutely.
Soldier on.
We've got lots of big things planned for next year. We've had lots of things in the pipeline for this year, which has been pushed to next year, along with the existing postponed weddings and events that we will have. Hopefully, as I said, we can get those moving next year.
Yep. Thank you, Rishad. So that's next year. And Mandy, what is your 2020-21 going to look like?
Very similar. We're just hoping that we do get the right guidance to know that when things do lift, I can imagine it's going to lift slowly and in stages. So we may not get back to those really big, large-scale events that both Jewish and I are very used to. In saying that, no matter what the size of the event, we can still provide something for you. Like Jewish's ISO packages, they're available right now. As things get bigger and larger, we can definitely upscale and keep offering our services. In the meantime, though, one thing that I have noticed and realised is there is quite a large area that I think needs some addressing is the mental health issues for people at the moment being in isolation for so long, being in homes that may have domestic violence. A lot of those things have increased at the moment. So I do have something in the pipeline where I'm looking to open a new company to move into next year to address those kind of things using the arts and especially dance. That's something that's quite universal, music and dance. To address those issues and bring some fun and some happiness and hope. I guess that's the main thing. No matter how tough things feel at the moment, there is definitely light at the end of the tunnel, and we will be there to make sure people celebrate those milestones and keep happy, keep positive, and yeah.
So you'll be opening a new business. You have a new business, Mandy.
Yes.
In the field, in the health and wellness field.
That's right. We definitely want to focus on health and well-being, especially mental health.
Fantastic.
That's something that I think really needs to be addressed for next year and help people navigate even just coming out of things like us Victorians that have been in lockdown for so long, and just get back to what we consider normal life. And yeah, back to celebrating and enjoying.
Absolutely. I think there will come a time after this whole ordeal is over that everyone will just want to celebrate life again, celebrate seeing everyone again and enjoying that. And then I think that's where we both come in. And I think we'll come in with a bang.
Definitely.
Hey, y'all guys are really good. And the main thing what I got from y'all is y'all want to give back. That's what the question was about. 2021, Mandy said she's going to give back with using the media of dance for the mental health. You said you are going to give back all those happy moments to share it for the people to celebrate. Jerusha, people don't realize it's this year, last month, I was talking to my friend, a chemist, and he told me there was 400 deaths, but there was 300 suicides last month. So we just have to see what we can give back. This year has been a really hard hit. It hit everybody. And that's why I like to interview young guys, because y'all are the future. Y'all got young children. We have to look after them. And y'all are doing a great job. Nobody realizes that how hard it is to run a family and run a passionate business. So once again, I thank you two for coming on my show, and
Thank you.
look after yourself, Jerusha and Mandy. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank
Bye-bye.
you once again. Thank you.
Thank you all, loved ones. Hope you enjoyed this episode with your host, Norman. You can subscribe and find us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and our website, normanbroadcast.com.